We had the 4 and the 5. We had the 7, 8, and 3. Now we have the 1, 6, and 2. After this is just the 9. And assuming the numbers don't cycle, woo, we're really getting there. This is the 8th one we found. There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. They were 4 and 5. There were 3 more numbered doors in the large hospital room. Door 3, 7, and 8. Junpei and June had found another door on E deck, and Lotus and Santa had found a 7th on A deck. There was a 6 on the door on E deck, and a 1 on the door on A deck. 4, 5, 3, 7, 8, 6, 1. It all adds up to 9. And now door 2 stood in front of Junpei. Well, now it all adds up to 9. There's only one thing it meant. Do you think the next door we find? Yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9. Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well. Once they get there, what do? On the one hand, Snake is dead. Yay, less decision. I mean, I hate thinking about anyone being dead, especially the cool Edgeworth voice, but what this means is only 2 of us now have to die. Guess we're gonna start thinking about those 9 combinations, but now there's a lot less of them now that another person's dead, but I'm not gonna think about those just yet. It is best to put it from his mind and head back to C deck with June. Yeah, this game really is designed to get us to hate each other. Alright, let's open these up. What up? Pieces of paper they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. 7 of them, all told. Wait, what are these? They were written on paper pulled from Junpei's notebook, and each bore a code name and a what? They were written on paper pulled from Junpei's notebook, and each one bore a code. Where did these come from? Did they find them down there? Did I miss that? What? Why did they decide to vote that way? Wait, vote? Oh, on which way they go. Okay. They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors. Well, that wasn't the only reason. Junpei had proposed the voting system. Oh, okay. Okay, now things are making sense. So there's a voting system based on who goes into what door. Okay, I get it. He had a plan. Wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper. What is he doing? First one read. Ace requests door. Oh, so everyone requests a door. Oh, okay. And then we take turns picking them, and we get who we can first, and then force the others, the last ones, into whatever. Okay. But what is this plan, Junpei? Tell us. Oh man, the main character is hiding stuff from us? Ooh, interesting. Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why? Because you're door 1 guy? No, we don't have time for that, sorry. Let's keep going. He opened the second one. Next is Santa. He wants door 6. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Junpei continued with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th pieces of paper. Clover wants 1. Oh, okay, so 4 plus 1 equals 5. Lotus wants 2, so she's 8 at 2, 3 at 6, and 7 also wants 2. Lotus and 7 together. 8 and 7 together is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. So we've got 6 over at door 2. Meanwhile, we've got 5 over at door 1, and then we've got 3 over at door 6. That's not gonna work. Eh? Well, wait a minute. There's no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man. No. There'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that. But just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma. I'm not an exhibitionist. She doesn't even take offense to the grandma. I'm wearing clothes. Barely. So? Last I checked, that's not a crime. Maybe. What about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin. I am going to kill you! You shouldn't joke about shit like that, really. Like, 2 people are dead already. Wait, what the? Lois's hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her. Junpei, read the rest. Alright. Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the 6th piece of paper. He opened it. June wants door 6. Makes sense. So if 6 and 3 is 9, so we've got 6 for door 2, 9 for door 6, and 5 for door 1. What exactly is going to happen here? Yes. I don't really have a reason, I just felt like it. All the papers, save Junpei's, have been read. He did some quick calculations and said, ooh, that's your sneaky, dirty plan. Oh, you're going to pick which door you want yourself now. Okay, and then you're going to say that's it's on your thing or something? Okay, that's funky. People who requested door 1. Ace plus Clover. This was the door on A deck near the central staircase. People who requested door 2. 7 plus Lotus. This was the door on the bottom deck and could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship. People who requested door 6. Santa plus June. This was the door on E deck and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase down. It took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke. Okay, the last one is mine. I want to go through... Haha! Yup, he was being sneaky. This isn't just, oh, what did he write down? Tell me what he wrote down. This is him being completely sneaky, I bet. But, okay, whew! The numbers don't mash up. Like, currently, we've got 4 and 1 going through door, 1, which is 5 through 1, so the only way to even that out would be to add, well wait, actually if we add 5, that's perfect. Meanwhile, but then it won't work with door 2, because with door 2, we've got, Lotus is 8, and, 7, 7, that's 15, which is 6. Wait a second, if you add 5 to 6, you get 11, which is 2. And then with door 6, you have, you have June 6 with Santa 3, which is 9. And then if you add 5 to 9... Oh, no! Wait, if you add 5 to 9, you get 14, which is 5. Okay, for one of that doesn't work out. Okay. I want door 1. My choice is door 1. The reason I want door 1 is because I like Clover. I think I haven't really spent any time with Ace yet. And, I don't know. I think, the 9 door would be higher up than lower down. Then again, we still can't make a 9, us splitting into groups like this, but, because, I mean, there's no way we can do 3, 2, and 2. We have to do 3 and 4, don't we? Or, wait, let me do some more calculations again. What if you add all 4 of their numbers up? 8 and 7 is 15. 15 and 3 is 18. 18 and 6 is 24, which together equals the 6th door. So maybe they could all go in the 6th door. I guess that's an option. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. You probably have 3 different papers. Let me see that. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it now, Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched papers. He had prepared 3 pieces of paper. You naughty, naughty protagonist! He prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, and 6, and put the paper with door 6 into the pot. He put a small mark on it so that he would know which one was his, so that he wouldn't pick it until the end, yeah. Nifty. He probably chose 6 initially because of June, but I changed his mind. He put the paper that said door 1 in his left hand and the paper that read door 2 in his right. When the drawing began, he saw to it that he drew last. The rest was easy. If he wanted to go into door 1, he'd use his left hand and his right hand if he wanted door 2. Of course, if he wanted door 6, that would be simple. All I needed to do was switch nothing and say 6 was what he wanted all along. Well, what does it say? He fought the urge to smirk. You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Oh, that's not luck. That's skill. Very well, we've decided who will go through door 1. It'll be Clover, Junpei, and myself. 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. I mean, part of me is like, I kind of want to be with June, but at the same time, like I said, I think it's Santa, sorry, the S's again. It's Seven and Clover that I kind of trust to not be evil. The rest of them are up in the air. And, because of that, I didn't just want to go with June and Santa. I kind of trust June, but it's like, I don't trust her enough, because, like, that would be a pretty good plot twist if she turns out to be evil, which is why I think it's not that unlikely for it to happen. So, that's why I don't completely trust her. And then Santa I don't completely trust. Seven I pretty much trust, but I don't like Lotus as much as I like Clover and Ace, so that's why I chose 1 plus. Door 9 is probably somewhere higher up than lower down if we're trying to, you know, get out. If this is a ship and not a ship. Only problem is the 2 remaining teams. They can go together and be in door 6. It works out. June and I want door 6. You're getting what you want. Lucky you. Lois and I want door 2. Door 2. That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. All the ellipses. Fine. 7 will go through door 6. 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. What? Right, June? You just trying to make Lotus mad? Well, June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not. That pig. You just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. Like, it seemed so obvious that, like, it seems almost like they're using this as a joke, so I really can't tell either way if, you know, if this is a front just to make people think that, oh, it can't be her because, you know, she's always talking about it, she wouldn't do it, or if she just is like that. I don't know. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself. Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much. After all, he knew he would see her again. Till we find that 9 door, Zero ain't gonna split us up. Might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Didn't I start... Well, no, I started yesterday's session, just going into the door, just separating. So we're separating again already, wow. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the no-ring game works. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed toward A deck. They took out the Earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened, and they walked through. Hoo boy, the one door. It was just as Santa and Lotus had said. At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it. A numbered door. To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red. Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned toward the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the lever. He took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I pull it? Anytime. Clover said nothing. She nodded, little more than a lethargic twitch of the head. Very well then, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Boom boom. The door is open. It's a very weird number door, so come and play. Oh boy, the door opened. Let's take a step inside. They stumbled into the room, and the dead has begun. Frankly, frantically, not frankly. It's very unfrank right now. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died. There it is! Over there! Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting for it. Success! Death averted once again. It stopped. Yes, it did. They're acting like they thought it wouldn't. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. Harder, faster, stronger. It was the third time they'd been through the process. Well, for Ace it was the second. But they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. Actually, no. Ace did go through the number 3 door, but Clover did as well. So for Clover, it's the 4th time. Yeah. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let immediate death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly. There was another door, different from the one they'd entered, though. He took hold of the knob and easily, gently pulled it open. It works? Ooh boy, the steering place? So this is the wheelhouse? He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare, then spoke. Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. Why are you being so... You know what happened to her. Be a little more gentle. Alright then. Let's get started. We have a lot of places, it seems like. Typically that sequence doesn't take that long. Then again, this is possibly the last one, or at least the last one in this manner. So maybe it's a big deal. Okay, so let's begin. How many places we got with this? 1, 2, 3, 3. Well, we got 3 here. I'll bother with our stuff later. The dead is bolted to the wall here. I think this is the first time our investigation has been in the room with the dead. Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it, it's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open. You know, she's being kind of, like, depressing, but not as depressing as I was scared she'd be. Which is good, because typically in these situations, especially in anime, they get super depressed, and someone has to spill it to them that whoever died, whoever their friend was, wouldn't want them moping around like this. They'd want them to get out of it. And maybe she already realizes that, but... So, I'm glad. Or maybe, I don't know, but whatever. It's a light. Ellipses. Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. You think? Gee, it's not like one of her relatives just died. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in this blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh. Ship's log, huh? Oh my god, I haven't even really looked at the file since I started recording again a couple days ago. Ugh. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. Now what do we got? Got this chair? A chair. My brother used to sit in chairs, and now he can't do it! Ah! That'd be pretty silly. My brother used to eat food and contain sustenance. Ah! Okay. Clover's very talkative. She looks kinda out of it. Is she thinking about Snake? The left drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. I'm actually a little curious about the experiment she was telling me about before. She's probably not terribly in the mood to be talkative, but we're alone again, so yeah. That's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much, and she just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kind of sad. Gee, really? As long as she's not like... A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Anyways, what was I saying? As long as she's at least being somewhat cooperative, I think that's good enough. I mean, a few hours isn't really an ideal amount of time to get over your brother's death, but she kind of has to. So the fact that she's at least helping somewhat and not completely like saying nothing and just sitting in a corner and doing nothing, I think that's a positive. Oh, a pocket watch. Why don't you take a look at it? Don't see why not. He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. I did. Gosh damn it, narrator. I forget the narrator isn't Junpei. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Cause you're not the boss of me. Is there a problem? Well, not a problem, but... Well, not a problem, but... It was a lie. All Junpei wanted was to get rid of Ace. He'd sent Ace to the warehouse at the beginning for a reason. Oh, right. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he meant to ask her in private. Oh, okay, okay, so we're on the same wavelength. I just didn't want to be rude. You didn't tell me what your plan was, Junpei. You just thought I'd understand as the player? Like, this privacy thing he's having with me, I'm having issues. Like, I don't know what your plan is, buddy. Tell me your plan. Okay. There was something he wanted to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there was anyone else around when he asked. That was why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared in his face. Oh, I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. What do you think is going on here, buddy? It's probably not what you think it is. Well, best of luck. Hey, man. It's not like that. At least I don't think it's like that. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Junpei let a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. Love it. 13th sight? She'd heard what Ace had said. What did he say that was relevant? She regarded Junpei with caution. What was that about? She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened, and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like, then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember? The one you started to tell me about in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago? Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I do. I don't know if Junpei does. I can't tell with him anymore. He's being so mysterious. I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it, I promise. Look, revenge isn't the answer. For now, let's focus on just getting out of the boat. When that happens, if one of us that got out did happen to be responsible for their death, assuming not all of us that are left get out, then we can look into it. For now, we really should just focus on getting out alive. So, her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. Wow, you know, I've bit my lips and tongue by accident before, but like, I mean, I've never done it to the point of like blood. I've seen that happen before, typically like in anime stuff, but I don't know, is it really that commonplace to happen? I don't think it is. Maybe my lips and tongue are just strong, I don't know. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, who do you think did it? Do you want my honest opinion? I actually was thinking about this while I wasn't recording. I wasn't trying to. It just kind of popped in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, if someone opened the 3-door, assuming it was 3 people, which means 2 collaborating people, they would have to have formed a 9 because a 10 because Snake is 3, Snake is 2, and they tried to open the 3-door. And what 10s are there? Well, 1 and 9 wouldn't work, and the 9th man's dead. 2 and 8 wouldn't work because 2 is Snake. 3 and 7, that's Santa and 7. I don't think 7 did it because he's a cop, but it's possible. Then again, he brought up the idea. Then again, there's all the whole reverse psychology. You brought it up, so it's unlikely to be you type of thing. 4 and 6 is you. And then there's me. So the only is that really the only viable pair? 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. Yeah, the only viable pair is Santa and 7 if it was 2 people. Unless you were involved. Otherwise, there's 4 people. In which case, 4 or 5 even. But I don't think there's like friggin' 4 of the 7 of us are evil. That seems unlikely. In fact, even 2 of us, I don't know. Anyways, who do you think did it? Are you actually going to ask me in a form of I have to answer type question? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if what 7 said was right, then there would have to have been at least 2 of them. My thoughts are, though, if there are 2 of them, it's 7 and Santa. There's no other combination that works. If there's 3 of them, things get a little more complicated. 1, 2, and 7. That wouldn't work. 1, 3, and 6. That's Ace, Santa, and June. I guess that's a possibility. 1, 4, and 5. That involves you and me. And then what if I went 5 people? That's even crazier. So it's like, I have no idea. I really couldn't tell you. Need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors. And if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who? Or who and who? You mean it could have been 4 people? Couldn't it have been 5? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now? Why doesn't it seem very likely? Well, then it was Santa and 7. Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then what do you think it could be? Junpei crossed his arms in thought. There's only one possibility. If they went in the 3-door. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? I don't know! I trust 7, so I find this fishy. It would be Santa and 7. Of course! There was too many S's! They wanted to get rid of one! Less confusing! Would it be Santa and 7? 3 plus 7 is 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3? Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei, and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. There's not. Well, what are the possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. Sure. Tell me why. I'm curious to know. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. Is this an actual proof reason, or is this speculation based on something? And even if that's the case, what's something? She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. She had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. Okay. Oh, wow. You're quick. You've been thinking about this a lot. Wow. Okay, 1 plus 3 plus 6. That's, those 3. There's, 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is us, so we can cross that off. 4 plus 7 plus 8, assuming you're not in on it, we can cross that off. 5 plus 6 plus 8, for all you know, I could be on it, so it could be me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm not in on it, but I'm going from Clover's point of view. So, let's see. It's not... Okay. It could be A. It could be D. What do we got for E? 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8. There's G. Ace, me, June, and 7. However, if I cross myself off the list, that leaves very few options. All it leaves is Ace plus Santa plus 7 plus Lotus, or Ace plus Santa plus June. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 2 plus 4 plus 7 is 21. It's 21. It's 21. It's 21. It's 21. It's 21. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. Or, yeah. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too, the ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. 1 plus 3 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. Wait. It can't be A. 'Cause June's involved? Why not? 'Cause June's in that one. Oh, you... Honestly? If I believe in my gut that 7 is a good guy, 1, 3, and 6 becomes the most likely one. June, in a twist, turning out to be evil? It's something I wouldn't be too surprised that it would happen. I mean, it would be a surprising thing, but that's exactly why I'd kind of expect it. You know, just to make it a good twist. And then Ace, I don't know. But, again, this is even if this is what happened. I don't know if it is, though. This seems like it's a little obvious. Seems like a red herring to me. Because all of these, no matter what, Santa's involved. So, that seems a little too obvious.